Ever installed security cameras to protect your girlfriend, only to have them destroy your relationship? No. Just me. Let me tell you how setting up a Ring doorbell and a couple of Blink cameras led to the most dramatic breakup of my life. My name's Leo, 34, and I'm a residential security consultant. And yes, that's a real job. I design and install custom security systems, cameras, alarms, access control, for homes and small businesses. It's not flashy, but it's stable, profitable, and after 8 years, I've built a solid client list purely through word of mouth. I met Sabrina 2 years ago at a friend's backyard barbecue. She had just bought her first condo and was venting to anyone who'd listen about how nervous she was to live alone in the city. That's when my buddy introduced us. I gave her my card, we chatted casually, and a week later she called to schedule a consultation. What started as a professional meeting quickly turned into coffee. Then dinner. Then something more. 6 months in, we made it official. By our 1-year anniversary, we were talking about moving in together. We still kept our own places, but we had keys to each other's homes and spent most nights at her place. It was closer to downtown and frankly, just felt more like us. Early in the relationship, I installed a comprehensive security system in her condo as a gift. She wanted peace of mind. I wanted her safe. The system included a Ring doorbell, 3 indoor Blink cameras, living room, kitchen, hallway, and a smart lock setup. I treated her installation like I would any other clients. That meant 2 separate logins. An admin account which I set up on her phone, and a secondary user account with limited access on mine, strictly with her written consent. I always keep records. Romance doesn't override professionalism, especially in a field where privacy matters. We agreed to review access permissions every 6 months, and she repeatedly confirmed she was comfortable with the arrangement. The cameras only recorded when they detected motion, and footage was stored for 30 days on the cloud. There were no cameras in private areas, no bedroom, no bathroom. I made sure she knew how to view or delete footage anytime she wanted. It was her system after all. For the most part, we barely looked at the footage. Occasionally if there was a strange noise or a missed Amazon delivery, but otherwise, out of sight, out of mind. I never checked in unless she asked. Trust matters. Fast forward to 3 weeks ago. I was returning from a 4-day work trip in Phoenix. I'd been setting up a state-of-the-art system in a client's vacation property. The gig paid well, but the desert heat in September, brutal. I was running on fumes by the time my flight touched down, early thanks to favorable winds. Instead of arriving at 1:30 a.m. as expected, I landed just after midnight. I texted Sabrina as I got in an Uber. No reply. Not unusual for her. She was a heavy sleeper. So I let myself into her place with my key, moving quietly through the darkened condo. There was a soft glow from the kitchen nightlight. 2 wine glasses were in the sink. One had a lipstick stain. No big deal, I thought. She often had her best friend Isla over for wine and trash TV when I was away. Then I walked into the bathroom. And that's when the pit hit my stomach. A men's toiletry bag sat on the counter. Not mine. Froze. My mind scrambled. Maybe a visiting family member. But her family lived out of state. Friend. Still odd. My chest was tight as I stepped into the bedroom. Sabrina was alone in bed, her form curled beneath the covers. But the opposite side of the bed was noticeably rumpled. Someone else had been there. Recently. I gently woke her. Hey, it's me. I'm back early. She blinked up at me, disoriented. Leo. What time is it? A little after midnight. Flight got in ahead of schedule. Pause. Did you have someone over tonight? She straightened up quickly, alert now. Oh yeah, Mark from work. He had too much to drink at happy hour, and his place is way across town. I let him crash here for a bit. He left maybe an hour ago. I glanced toward the bathroom. So, why is there a toiletry bag in there? She blinked. Oh, he's been staying at a hotel since his apartment flooded. Guess he brought his stuff with him and forgot it. The story was neat. Too neat. And her body language was off, fidgeting with the sheet, avoiding eye contact. Still I nodded. All right. I trust you. And in that moment, I wanted to. But everything screamed otherwise. I told her I was too wired to sleep and would check some emails in the living room. She rolled over, relieved. Instead, I opened my laptop and logged into the security system. I hadn't monitored it while I was away, again not that guy. But now I had legitimate reason. First, I checked the front door footage from earlier that night. 11:07 p.m. A man exited the condo. I recognized him instantly, Mark. Mid-30s. Tall, fit, always in a fitted button-up. I'd seen him at Sabrina's office holiday party. He worked in marketing with her, and she'd mentioned recently that he'd been promoted, making him her direct supervisor. The camera showed Sabrina standing at the door in a robe and kissing him goodbye. Not a friendly peck. Kiss. My stomach sank. I rewound further. 6:34 p.m. Mark arrived. Sober. Carrying an overnight bag and a bottle of wine. The door closed. The hallway camera caught them kissing immediately. The living room camera showed them cuddled on the couch, wine in hand, clearly comfortable, familiar. I clicked through footage from earlier in the week. Mark had visited 3 more times while I was away. 2 overnight stays. Always the same routine, wine, affection, staying late. I stared at the paused image on screen. Mark's arm around her on the couch, trying to figure out what the hell I was supposed to do. Confront her now. Pack up and leave. Instead, I chose something else. I walked back to the bedroom and turned on the light. Sabrina. I need to talk. She groaned. What now? This whole Mark situation, it's not sitting right with me. I told you he was drunk. I let him crash. Don't be jealous. He nodded. Right. And he left around 11. Yes. He's only been here tonight. Not earlier this week. Leo, seriously. You're acting insane. I let a beat pass, then said, okay. Just humor me. I grabbed my laptop, came back and sat at the edge of the bed. Her eyes darted to the screen. What are you doing? I just want to show you something. Her voice rose. Leo, this is a serious violation of my privacy. I didn't even hit play, just showed her the video thumbnails. Mark entering at 6:34. Them kissing. Leaving at 11:07. She started screaming. You were spying on me. I stayed calm. I wasn't. I never checked the system until tonight. Something felt off. And guess what? It was. You don't trust me. I did. I just shouldn't have. She got out of bed, pacing. We were going to break up anyway. You're married to your job. You care more about security systems than relationships. Apparently the only honest thing in this relationship was the security system. What followed was a bitter fight. She threw every accusation she could. Said I was emotionally unavailable, obsessed with work, paranoid. I countered that lying and cheating weren't great solutions to relationship problems. She admitted she and Mark had gotten close recently, that he understood her in ways I didn't. By 2 a.m., I'd packed everything I kept at her condo and called an Uber. Before leaving, I revoked my access to her security system. Professionally and legally, I wasn't going to leave that door open. The next day, the fallout began. Sabrina started telling her coworkers I'd secretly installed cameras to spy on her, painting me as a controlling creep. Problem. We had mutual friends, including Jake, who also worked at her company. He called me a few days later. Dude, she's spinning the story. Telling people you were monitoring her every move. That you installed hidden cameras. I was furious. She was trying to tank my business. So I lawyered up. My attorney confirmed I'd done nothing illegal. All cameras were installed in common areas, with written consent. But he advised me to get ahead of the narrative. So I created a Dropbox folder containing screenshots, her signing the install agreement, time-stamped camera logs, and innocuous images of her and Mark entering and exiting. Nothing graphic, just enough to establish the truth. I shared it privately with Jake and 2 other mutual contacts. I'm not trying to embarrass her, I told them. But if anyone asks, I want my reputation intact. Word spread. Within a week, the narrative shifted. I heard Mark had been quietly moved to another department after HR got wind of the relationship. Sabrina stopped badmouthing me, at least publicly. A month later, I ran into Isla at a cafe. I told her she was making a huge mistake, she said. And for what it's worth, I never believed the crap she was saying about you. Thanks, I said. Guess some people need to lie to live with themselves. She hesitated, then offered advice. Next time, don't date clients. And maybe, keep system access strictly professional. I laughed. Already adjusted both policies. It's been 6 months. Business is thriving. My contracts now include crystal clear clauses on privacy expectations. I'm dating again, but carefully, slowly. And I no longer install cameras in girlfriends' homes. Even if they ask. Because trust should be earned, not recorded.